see. Hi, welcome. We're telling your followers that you started your live. Yay! Do I like this filter? Let's see. Let's say this one. Oh, this is nice. I like this one. Let's see. Hiya. Hi. Thanks for joining me. Let me know where you're joining me from. If you're joining me for the first time, let me know where you're joining me from. Let's see. I'm playing with the lights, by the way. Okay, so I am live. It's a scarf day today, guys. So sorry. Not sorry. I love the scarf. It's chilled day for me with a scarf. I'm just gonna wait for a few more people to join my live, and then I will begin. Let me share this to my contacts. Okay, so I'm sharing this, telling people to join me now and see if that helps. Okay, let's see. So shut it. So thank you for joining Friday Live with Ugo, and today we will be talking about cultivating self-compassion and why it's important. Okay, so first of all, welcome. I've been making an effort to be live every Friday. Some days it works and some days it doesn't. No, I'm joking, but absolutely love it. Absolutely love to be here to share, to encourage you, to just give you that extra boost of encouragement that we all need sometimes. I too love this because I tend to watch back and encourage myself with my videos. Everything that I post, I use it on myself, so I tend to use the stuff to also encourage myself and just be my own chief encouraging officer. So my word, I mean, if I'm always having one word, but my encouragement for you is make sure that you are constantly encouraging yourself. So we're going to talk about self-compassion. We're going to talk about how to cultivate self-compassion. But first of all, I want to welcome you to the month of May. Welcome to May. May this month be everything you want it to be. May it bring you joy. May it bring you peace. May it bring you compassion. May it bring you self-love. May it bring you... Thanks for joining me. Please share if you can. share. Thanks for joining me. Please share. When you come in, just take a sip, grab a drink, a cup of tea, a cup of coffee if you're a coffee girl, or just water. And let's just, just relax and listen to my lovely voice as I give you just a little dose of encouragement this Friday evening. Thanks for joining me. If you're coming, please share my link with your friends on your contact. Just share it, okay? Just share. Just share it with other people, and let's try and bring everyone on this little get together live with Ugo, Friday live. But if you're here and you are listening to me, please type in the comment where you're hearing me from, where you're connecting from, and maybe just one word that you would want to use in encouraging somebody else. Thanks for joining me. Please share with your group, share on your contact. Thanks for joining. Share. But yeah, so today I am talking about self-compassion, and it is a very important topic because this month is May, and as we know, it is Mental Health Awareness Month. Yay! I'm in the mental health space, as you might know. Some of you know me as Ugo, your Chief Encouraging Officer with your encouragement pill. But today it's your Chief Encouraging Officer with your Friday Live. And I'm here to speak on cultivating self-compassion. So what is self-compassion? Why do we need self-compassion? And how is that important for our well-being? Those are the key things I'm going to be talking about. What is self-compassion? What are the elements of self-compassion? Why do we need self-compassion? And exactly how important is it for our well-being? I would also be sharing with you tips and tools on how you can begin to cultivate self-compassion and why you need to cultivate self-compassion. But first of all, what is self-compassion? You might ask. Self-compassion is a positive attitude. It is a positive attitude that we can have on ourselves. It is understanding ourselves from the in-depth of understanding our flaws and accepting them. It is so linked to self-acceptance. Without self-compassion, you can't really accept yourself. You can't really understand yourself. You can't have self-love in the way that I've been championing this message for the last couple of months. So why is it important? It is an ability for us to see beyond the current situation that we might be going through. It is also a process of almost stopping ourselves before we get deeper into maybe the negative thinking, into even the negative feelings, or into the negative actions and behavior. So self-compassion is really important. It's extremely important. And the more you practice it, the more it begins to be a habit, the more it begins to be part of you, the more it helps you to almost navigate life with ease and grace. And that is one of the key things that I'm on about this year. It's about how can we navigate life with a lot more ease? How can we navigate life with a lot more grace? We've got to employ compassion, guys. There's just no way of going about it. Oh, I hope you can hear me. Okay, we've got to, if you're here and you could just check with me if you can hear me. Just let me know if you can hear me. Put it in the comment section. So self-compassion is so important because self-compassion begins with treating ourselves with like human beings supposed to treat themselves. We're treating ourselves with some kindness, understanding that we may even offer to somebody else, but we've got to offer it to ourselves first. Self-compassion is learning to treat yourself like you would treat that friend, that work that you love. It's learning to treat yourself with an extreme tenderness, understanding that whatever that it is that you're going through, it's okay, and be compassionate with yourself. Not to be overcritical of yourself, not to be over harsh of yourself, but to understand that compassion is the element you need to get through that thing. Compassion is an element that you need to get through to the next stage. So how can you begin to practice this compassion? It's all about recognizing your own humanity, to know that, by the way, we're just humans and we've got flaws, and it's okay. We are humans, we've got flaws, it's okay. Let me repeat that one more time. We are humans and we are supposed to have flaws, and that is okay. It's about embracing our humanity, embracing our imperfections, but with compassion, and giving ourselves grace and space, and to breathe and to understand and to love and to understand and to love. And it's just a beautiful dance. It's an amazing dance, but it starts with us recognizing that it is something that we've got to be positive, we've got to be intentional about. So give you an example. You find yourself driving on a journey, maybe on the motorway, and you totally didn't realize or gauge that you've got enough petrol to take you to your destination. In fact, you thought you had enough petrol, but while you're driving, something happens, and guess what? Your petrol is finished, or your gas is finished. At that point, a lot of us get so agitated with ourselves. We can be like, oh my God, why didn't I know? Why didn't I know? Why is it that I'm so this and I'm so, we go into that negative thought of, oh my God, it's all my fault. I should have done this. I should have done that. I should have known better. I've been there. And that's why I'm using this particular example. But the thing about it is, you should have, but you didn't. And it's okay. You should have, but you didn't know. You didn't have the right gauge. You didn't have the right calculation. You are human, and it's okay. It is part of life. So understanding that self-compassion is the foundation of our journey. It is also the foundation of our journey to be able to unleash the ego within us. When we have compassion, we begin to tap into the resilience. We begin to tap into our inner strength. We begin to tap into our courage. We begin to tap into our power. So self-compassion is the foundation of our journey. It is the foundation of discovering who we are. It's the foundation of unleashing the ego within us and our essence and our superpower. So how can we begin to employ this self-compassion, you might ask? Self-compassion begins with treating ourselves with extra love. It is the beginning of treating ourselves in the same kindness and understanding that we will give to any other person. It is the beginning of knowing that you are all that you have on this journey of life, and giving yourself more grace, more time, more grace, more time, allowing yourself to allowing yourself to carry things with ease, to release the burden. It is recognizing that your humanity is important and that you are human. It is recognizing that you're just like everybody else in terms of being human, and you make mistakes and you have imperfection, and it's okay. That is what it means. It is understanding that you can cultivate this as well, that it's not inherent in us. If anything, what's inherent in us is to be extra hard on ourselves. We've got innate in us the ability to be extra critical. We've got innate in us the ability to be extra hard on ourselves. Because why? We're humans. We want more. We want better. We're competitive. We're using all of these other attributes of us that it's already innate in us. Pre-verbal stage, we've been taught how to be resilient and how to take all of those things that life throws at us. But the thing about it is, compassion begins with understanding that I am going to make mistakes. I am flawed. I am human, and I want to embrace all of these things. So how can we begin to cultivate self-compassion? How can we begin to explore self-compassion on a deeper level? How can we begin to have this beautiful dance with ourselves? How can we begin to understand that mistakes are okay, and it's okay to fail sometimes, it's okay to win sometimes, it's okay to embrace all of it? Let's look at the 3 elements of self-compassion. And I shared this earlier on in my post, but let me go deeper. There are 3 elements of self-compassion, and to cultivate them, we've got to understand them. First of all is self-kindness. You cannot cultivate self-compassion without being kind to yourself. And kindness is a superpower. In fact, I think that kindness is more powerful than hate. Kindness is more powerful than anger. Kindness is more powerful than envy. Kindness is superpower. And if you can cultivate self-kindness, you can be able to show other people kindness, right? Because you cannot give what you don't have. You cannot give kindness if you do not have kindness. And I see this so many times, especially women like myself, or people who are aspiring to be leaders, or let's talk about women in power and women of leadership. We feel that as women we've got to tap into this dog eat dog world where you've got to be harsh, you've got to be wicked, and you've got to be tough, and you've got to kill, you've got to hurt people to get to the top. But how about you use kindness? How about we use the power of kindness? I've had instances where I've met women who are in position of power, and they show how much unkind they are, because all they want to do is flex that in order to be powerful, you've got to use the opposite of kindness. You've got to be mean, you've got to be tough, you've got to be... there's so many ways to use all of those other emotions or power. Let's talk about being mean. You can be kind. You can just be kind. It doesn't cost you anything to be kind. It's more difficult to be kind. It's so difficult to be kind, especially nowadays in this day and age. It's so difficult because we've been conditioned to believe that kindness is weakness. No, it's not. In order to be kind, you've got to tap into your authenticity. And in order to do that, you've got to face yourself head on. So kindness is not an easy trait to have. In fact, it's hard. It gets harder. But self-kindness means being gentle, supportive to ourselves, learning to embrace ourselves, learning to be kind, especially during difficult times, learning to give yourself grace, learning to allow yourself to fall but pick yourself up. It's about offering ourselves words of encouragement. Kindness is when you say to yourself, you know what, it's okay. I forgot to put enough gasoline in my car, but it's okay. That's what kindness does. Kindness is offering yourself words of encouragement and comfort to know that whatever you're going through, it's okay. Just as you would to a friend who is in pain, just as you would to a friend who is suffering, just as you would to a loved one that you love, is putting that same words that you would offer to somebody else, but offer it to yourself. That's what self-kindness is. Try speaking to yourself with kindness and understanding. Try having that inner dialogue with yourself with kindness and understanding. Instead of being overly critical of yourself, instead of being so overly harsh on yourself, offer yourself love, offer yourself kind words, offer yourself words of encouragement and reassurance. Because at the end of the day, like I say, you've got you. Nobody else have got you. Only you have got you. Thank you for joining. Let me know where you're joining me from. Hiya. Hello. I'm talking about cultivating self-compassion. It's going to be short, so stay with me if you can. So I was talking about self-kindness. There are 3 elements to self-compassion. Hi. Let me know where you're joining me from if you're joining me for the first time. And allow me to be Mama Africa today. I've got the whole shebangs. Hiya, Berry. Yay, Berry's here. Hiya, Berry. I'm talking about, thank you for joining. Thanks for joining. I know it's a busy Friday, guys, because it's a bank holiday weekend. So it's quite busy here in the UK. So a lot of people might be traveling, but I thought I'll jump in here and talk about self-compassion, cultivating self-compassion, how to cultivate it. Hi. Learning to cultivate self-compassion. and using self-compassion to almost grow in, I've been talking a lot about self-love, self-worth, self-acceptance. There's a theme here. The whole thing is about yourself. And so when you begin to grow in the knowledge of self, so there's so many parts of you, when you begin to grow in the knowledge of yourself, you begin to expand, you begin to develop your personal understanding of yourself and also your personal growth. So today's topic is on cultivating self-compassion. And I was just showing the 3 elements of self-compassion. The first one that I was still on was self-kindness. You cannot cultivate self-compassion without being kind to yourself. And I mean really kind. I mean not just kind with your mouth, but kind in your feelings to yourself, kind in your actions to yourself. Learning to be kind. And I was just sharing that a lot of the times we do not understand that kindness is a superpower. Not a lot of people are kind these days. A lot of people cannot even practice kindness to themselves or to other people. And the truth is, you cannot give somebody something that you do not have. So if you don't have kindness in your boot or in yourself, how are you expected to be kind to somebody else? And that's why a lot of us are dealing with so many unkind people. So self-kindness means being gentle with yourself, being supportive towards yourself, especially during difficult time, knowing that whatever you're going through, it's okay. Be kind to yourself, because yourself is the only person that is going to get you through that situation you're in. Nobody else. Your only self is going to get you through it. If you can trust yourself, if you can give yourself time, and if you can pour lots of love, words of encouragement, words of wisdom, words of reassurance to yourself. So it's about offering yourself words of encouragement. I come here almost every day and I say, this is your chief encouraging officer with your encouraging tip. But do you know that every time I go off that camera, when I videoed it, don't care, I go back to listen to it for myself. I listen to my own encouragement every time, especially when I'm having difficulties, because I'm human. I'm very much human. So I will face times that I do not feel encouraged. I will face times that I don't feel like the chief encouraging officer. Yes, I do. And so I go back to my word that I must have shared with you or with anybody else, and I listen to it. I look for the encouragement and I replay it to myself. I tell myself, you've got to know that you've done the best with what you have. You didn't know at the time when you made that decision that that decision was going to be bad for you. So be kind to yourself. Move your legs away from the gasoline of self-criticism. From the gas of self-criticism. Remove your feet and your legs away from pedaling or hitting yourself any more harder than you already feel. So when you begin to practice self-kindness, you begin to use the 3 elements of self-compassion. Try speaking yourself every day. Try speaking to yourself with kindness. Practice it. Wake up, look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am amazing today. Yes, I didn't feel right yesterday, but yesterday is gone. Today, I am amazing, and I will do the very best that I can for me. For who? For me. Make sure that every time you do anything, you put yourself first. You put yourself as the first recipient of it. Yes, it will trickle down to your families. It will pass on to your children. But you must be the first recipient of the love that you want to receive. You must be the first recipient of the kindness that you want to receive. So learn to speak to yourself with words of encouragement. Learn to give yourself reassurance. Learn to pat yourself in the back. When nobody's patting you, pat yourself. Tell yourself, well done. I did it. Doesn't matter. I did it well. I didn't do it. I made an effort. Yesterday, I decided to go running. I picked up running again. I used to be a good runner-ish. When I was a bit younger, my heydays before the kids came along, I would run miles, good runner. I never did a marathon or anything, so I don't classify myself as a professional runner, but I was pretty okay because I used to run better than my husband at the time. Anyway, but back to the story. And I realized that I wanted to pick up running again. One, the weather is getting better, but two, I wanted to get fitter when it comes to running. I was quite good with my weights and going to the gym, but I wanted to try outdoor running. And in the last couple of days, I've been doing it and I've been finding how difficult it was. So yesterday was quite tough. I put on my shoes, but I couldn't get my legs out of the house. I just couldn't. I was feeling so tired and exhausted, which is okay. But I became kinder to myself. I gave myself reassurance that it didn't matter if I had a bad run. It didn't matter if I did less kilometers than I wanted to. What mattered was that I did it. And so I got out of the house, put my shoes on, and I went out there. Did my bit, even if it was maybe 20-30 minutes run, but that was okay. And I came back feeling better. But you see, I wouldn't have left the house if I was super harsh on myself and critical and be like, oh, there you go again. Like we thought, you so try to run, ha ha ha. Look, you can't even run for the next, how many days you've been doing it, ha ha ha. I could have done that, but I chose to be kinder. I chose to give myself reassurance. I chose to give myself words of encouragement. And I said, you can do it. Just go out there. Try, even if it's for 1 minute, it doesn't matter. And guess what? I did it. I ran just more than I even wanted to, or I thought I could. Try that. The second tip, the second element in this 3 elements of self-compassion is common humanity. Now, this is key for me because a lot of people are suffering in silence because they think that their problem is unique to them. I promise you that whatever you're going through, there is somebody else on the surface of this earth that is facing or have faced the same thing. When we understand that there's a common humanity within us, when we understand that we all have common humanity, which means that we are all aligned, we are all the same in terms of what we face, then we find that we don't suffer in silence anymore. Like I was just saying earlier on, May is a mental health awareness month, which means that it's a month that I'm going to be bringing a lot of topics that are key to our mental health. And self-compassion is really key to our mental health. If we learn to cultivate self-compassion, a lot of us will not feel the pain and the depression and the suffering that we do feel at the moment. And yes, it is valid. I don't want to take it away. Everything that we feel is valid. But if we understand that we are not alone, whatever you're going through, you're not alone, that we all have a fundamental struggle. That is humanity. That is our common humanity. So that is key aspect of self-compassion, learning that your problem or whatever you're going through is not unique to you, but in fact, it is a common thread. As long as we're on earth, we are going to go through problems. It is so true. Nobody is exempt from any problems. Yet they look different on everybody, but everyone has something they're working on. We never reach perfection. It's an illusion. No one's perfect. Even the people that you look at and envy and wonder and wish that you could be like them, they're not perfect. They're also wishing that they could be like somebody else. So understanding that in order to cultivate self-compassion, you've got to understand that we are all humans and there is a common humanity. Understanding that we're all humans, we all have experiences, we all have pain, we all have sufferings, we all have difficulties at some point in our lives, and everybody's going to face it in different ways. That will give you a little breather. That will make you realize that, okay, this is not unique to me. This is not unique to me. I might be facing this, but there are people facing it too. There are people who have gone through it. There are people who are going through it, and there are people who will go through it. Okay, so when we recognize that we are suffering and that our suffering is shared, it's a common shared experience as humans, then there is a lighter load we feel. We start feeling lighter. You start understanding that, okay, I can work on this. I can begin to see, see light at the end of the tunnel. I can begin to see the spring again. I can begin to see and feel the flowers blossoming again. All right, you start understanding that you can reach out for support, that there are people out there who are able to help you, there are people out there who are willing to work with you so that you can get better, or you can feel better. All right, the third on the elements that I want to share is mindfulness. Okay, now mindfulness is big at the moment. We're all hearing about mindfulness and what is mindfulness, but mindfulness is about being present. I call it being conscious, letting your unconscious become conscious, being present in the moment, being aware of your thoughts, being aware of your feelings without judgment, observing them without judgment. That's what mindfulness is. It's about the ability to observe your thoughts. What am I thinking? How am I thinking? Where is this thought come from? Is this my thoughts, or have I inherited these thoughts? Am I gathering thoughts from the collective, or is this a unique thought to me? When we become mindful, we begin to know what is coming into us, or what is ours, or what we've allowed into our thought field. Mindfulness is about being present. It's about learning to stop the noise. It's about learning to separate yourself from the external circumstances or the external stimulators and being present with yourself. That's what mindfulness is. It's a simple practice, but it's quite difficult because the world we're in is so busy. We're always running around. We're doing so many things. So sometimes we do not focus on our thoughts. We're not focusing on what we are thinking. I always say this: think about what you're thinking. That's mindfulness. And that's a key element for self-compassion. Taking a moment in your day to pause and just check in with yourself. How am I feeling today? How am I feeling today? What was my dominant thought of the day? If you can hear me, please let me know you can hear me. I'm just talking away. I'm not sure if anyone can hear me. Just let me know if my mic is fine. Okay, cool. But let me continue. I want someone to get something today. And one of it, and if you get anything, make sure you practice more mindfulness. Mindfulness is taking a moment to pause, taking a moment to check in with yourself. Notice any negative feeling. Thank you. Notice any negative thoughts or emotions that you might be feeling, and ask yourself key questions. Great audio. Okay, good. And then once you notice the thoughts and emotion that you're feeling, ask yourself, where is this thought coming from? Where is this emotion coming from? Is it mine? Is it somebody else's? Do you know that sometimes we are processing other people's emotions? Absolutely. Sometimes we are processing the information that we're gathering around us, because you are an informational system. Your body is an intelligence. Your body is picking up information through all of your gates around you, your eye gates, your ears, your nose, your mouth. All of these gates are informational channels that go into you. So the most important thing that you need to realize, sorry, I'm quite passionate, but the most important thing that you need to realize is analyzing where the thoughts are coming from. Who does those thoughts belong to? Are they mine? These negative thoughts and emotions that I'm feeling, is it mine? Instead of getting caught up in them, sit down with them, let them percolate, let them come out, let them flow through you. Because energy is what? Energy is emotions in movement. Okay? Emotions is energy in movement, and they need to move through you. They're not supposed to be stagnant in us. When they get stagnant, we get overwhelmed. We get burnt out. Why do you think we have a lot of burnout at the moment? A lot of the times, the reason why we're having burnout is because we've got stagnant energy that can't go through us. So try and observe with compassion. Try and observe with understanding. Remember that everything that I share with you, I'm not expecting you to become professionals in them overnight. I'm just trying to encourage you to learn to start practicing them bit by bit. Taking your time to develop your self-compassion, taking your time to develop your self-worth, taking your time to develop your self-love. I am telling you that you can, but it takes you to start that process. And remember that cultivating self-compassion is an ongoing practice. It is not something that we can begin to do right away and master. No, because we've been taught how to be very critical of ourselves. Our ego is at work. Our super ego is at work. And when they begin to be at work, it's easy for us to become critical of ourselves. So learning that cultivating the habit of self-compassion is an ongoing practice. And learning that when you treat yourself like you would treat your friend, that's kindness, that's self-kindness. Learning to practice what you preach, learning to offer the same encouragement that you would offer to a friend but to yourself, learning to offer the same care and attention and understanding that you would offer to a loved one but offer to yourself, to become the first recipient of it. I am so happy to be here, and as I come to an end of my Friday live, I want to leave you with this. You are the most amazing human. And I'm not saying this because it's you. I'm trying to be patronizing. I'm saying this that you are a gift to the world, and the world is waiting for your light. But if you're not compassionate with yourself, you stop your light from shining. So if there's anything that I want to encourage you today is let your light shine. Let it flow through you. Let compassion, self-kindness, understanding your common humanity, and mindfulness, let those three elements that I shared with you today, let them flow through you and become a channel of love. Become a channel of God's love and become a channel of love to humanity. So I'm ending this live, but I'm ending it with on the note that I love you. I remain your Chief Encouraging Officer. I have a workshop coming through soon. It's called Dream Big Workshop, and I've done this last year and I want to redo it again. So I will post the link on my link bio. Please click on my link and join. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the live. Please share every time you come online. Share with your friends, your family, and let's spread the love. Okay, I will see you soon. I remain your Chief Encouraging Officer, and remember to look after yourself this month as it's Mental Health Awareness Month. I love you. Stay blessed. Stay encouraged. Bye.